So here we have a fan. It has 3 different settings, off, low, and high. Maybe it's a special one. Super high. Blow you away. Amazing fan. So you have 3 of these fans. Well, the first fan, one of the ways that we can show things systematically is something called a tree diagram. The first fan can be on off, low, or super high. Once you set your second fan, it can also be off, low, super high. Off, low, super high. Off, low, super high. And then the third fan oh man. And if you just do this in your notes, it makes it quicker. How many are there in total? Well, each of these branches represents a certain case. For example, this first one represents all 3 off, right? And then there's O, right? And of course, there's some funny ones like this one. Hilarious. And finally, if we listed them all, this last one is when all the settings are on super high. Now, how many are there in total? Well, if you counted all those branches, you would get 27. And you start to find out that making these tree diagrams at 27, the branches get a little bit crazy. So what we're going to do is going to say, well, there's 3 main decisions we have to make. We have to set our first fan. How many options were there for our first fan? We had 3 choices. And our second decision with our second fan also had 3 choices. And our third fan had 3 choices, giving us 27 in total. And what this is called, this idea of making spaces for every decision and putting in the number of choices in for each one, is something called the fundamental counting principle. So you can go into your notes, take out your highlighter, attempt to take out your highlighter, and highlight the fundamental counting principle. Basically what it means, because here's the definition. If there are n1 objects in one set and n2 different objects in a second set, then the number of ways of choosing one object from each set is n1.n2. Whew! If you read that and were just deciding to learn this at home, you'd be like, I am lost. But the idea behind it is basically you say, how many decisions do we need to make? Make a space for each decision. And then how many choices you have for each decision is what goes in the space. So for our lamps, we had 3 decisions, and we had 3 choices for each one, and that gave us our 27. Decisions. All right, so let's go to example 2.